Everybody, thank you so much for coming today. We're going to be talking about your customer journey. So, how you can reach customers, how to make sure you have the best customers, all of those things that you need. Please, this is an environment where you can ask questions. So, by all means, use that question and answer right there in the bottom. You'll see that Q&A. Click it, ask a question, raise your hand. That's fine. I will stop and answer it in the middle, and then we'll have a little bit of dialogue so that I can make sure that you get it to for yourself. So no one is left behind. So I will go ahead and start today showing you about launching your business with a customer focus and marketing. So let me tell you about myself. My name is Shanice Cleckley. I am your South Carolina Grow with Google digital coach. There are 20 of us in the United States, and I am here in South Carolina, especially for you, for Black and Latino, especially for Black and Latino business owners, to help you to be able to take over the digital world. I am also the founder of Smart Cookie, which is a business development firm here in Lexington, South Carolina. So I help entrepreneurs and businesses go with strategy and revenue plans in order to make sure that you have the best business that you can. Now, if you need to reach me, you can definitely do it by email at digitalcoachsc@growwithg.co, or I am on all the social media handles, but I live mostly on Instagram, but that's okay. You can still reach me on Instagram, TikTok, everything at I am Shanice C. And also tag us with the Digital Coaches Program when you're using any of these tools that you have today. Tag us. So I want to be able to see what your journey is and what you're doing, and go to the Digital Coaches Program on Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn. So here's today's agenda. We're going to do marketing and the customer journey, reaching prospects and creating awareness, engaging and how to engage and get you to consideration. We're going to convert and then pave the way to make purchases, because when you're in business, we want those purchases. Sustain loyalty, encourage advocacy, and then I have some resources for you, and we're going to recap. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about marketing and the customer journey. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful saying. Great marketers don't make stuff, they make meaning. Meaning that when you are marketing to people, people are buying your feeling. They're buying your what it means to them, the benefits. So you can have the best product that you always want to have, but if you're not hitting the benefits and the points of what that person's what that buyer wants, then it's for nothing. Remember, you are always solving someone's problem. So in the example today, we'll be talking to Shylon and Sharika, okay? So all the examples that you see will be of this partner team. They make totes. They're vegan totes that wanted to be stylish. So Shylon wanted to have a lunch bag that was fashionable, not that paper sack and all that stuff like that. He wanted one that was going to look great, that could be used for the family, that could be used everywhere. And so they developed a tote that was not only fashionable, but it was usable, and it was something that benefited everyone. So when they started business, all they knew is they had a great idea. They knew what they needed to do. And most new entrepreneurs are the same way. You got a passion, you got the idea, you got your products, you know what people need, but you really don't know as how to get it out there to people. What do I need to do to make sure folks are looking at it? So let's talk about what marketing is. Marketing is when you create meaning and purpose behind your product. It's how you tell a story of your origin story, your purchase story. It's the way that you build credibility and you build relationships. You don't want people to just purchase you and go. You want to build a relationship with you. And then how you can get them and influence them to continue on their customer journey. And we'll talk about that in a second, about what the real journey is. But this is marketing, how to get it out there into the market. I know you're not really supposed to be using the same name when you're describing, but this is how you get it out there into the market. So what is customer journey? this is a customer journey. It starts with awareness, getting people to understand who you are. Consideration, that's like, I think I know. I think I do want to be with them. Then you go to the purchase phase, which is, yep, I'm going to purchase. And then because you've delivered such great service, you got it so easy for them to come back, then they're your advocates. They're your believers. They're the ones who's going to tell everybody and run and come back to you over and over and over again. So how is this influence? What are these 4 stages? What influences them? So when you're looking at awareness, the first thing I want you to think about is, how am I going to get to them? How am I going to reach them? Okay. How am I going to make sure that they see me? The next one you're going to consideration is like, what problem am I solving for them? Can they find it? Is it simple? If you are a balloon company, does it tell you what kind of balloons? Don't make people look for stuff. Then you go to the purchase phase is, okay, how long did it take? Where did the leads come from? Was it from social media? Was it from word of mouth? Where did they get the information from you? And then last is to sustain, is I want them coming back more and more and more. This gets me to thinking about my aunt. So my aunt is, I think, 80 years old. Yeah, she's about 80. And there's just certain brands that she will always get. I mean, certain brands. So in the chat room, if you know somebody who was loyal to a particular brand, or if you yourself are loyal to a brand, click a 1 in there in the chat room for me. If you know somebody, that's like says, I only get Minute Maid orange juice, or I only get Kraft cheese. If you are that person, put a 1. If you're like, it doesn't really matter, I can go anyway, put a 2. If it's that, put a 2. 1, yep, I see ones. I see ones. Definitely. Definitely. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So what that is, that's that loyalty. They have created a loyal brand for you. And so that means you go back more over and over and over again. So the first part, like I said, is reaching. How do you get to your customers? How do you make sure that everything is going to be, aware of who you are and where you get there and how you get there? So on the screen, you will see several different ways that people can get to you. Of course, you got a Google search. That's wonderful. If you have it right now, I want you guys to go to Google My Business. I will type that into the field. Is google.com/business. When you get your Google My Business profile, it helps people find you. It's a free profile that you can have. And with Google My Business, you are able to get reviews. You can tell people who you are. You can put pictures up there. So that awareness is free. And they reach that during a Google search. Word of mouth, of course, is always wonderful, because this is when your advocates are letting you know, hey, I truly, truly like what you're doing. Then you have advertising, which is good. That's paid trade shows, depending on your industry. And then, of course, when you're searching online. So any of those things. But right now, your task, if you can, is to go to google.com/business and grab your Google My Business profile. All right. So let's talk about how you know who your prospective customer is. So many of you may hear this as avatar. I like to use that word with my clients and to people who I'm coaching is, what is your customer avatar? Who are your customers? How do you know, and getting into the mind of who they are? What is exactly the demographics of them? Who are they? So that's one way to understand, to identify. Branding your business, where your brand or your brand identity is seamless. You got the same colors all the time. You have the same fonts, all those different things. And then, of course, getting online. Even if you don't have a website, if you go to Google My Business, you can get that for free. And there is a free 1-page website that you can capture. So let's talk about identifying your customer. So when you identify your customer, one of the biggest mistakes that clients say is, my product is good for everybody. It is, but we want to market it and niche it down. You want to make sure that when you get smaller and smaller, you'll be able to talk directly to that person. And when you're niching down and you're considering the market segment of who really wants your product, you look at everything about them. You actually personify them. You make them a real person. So is your client an ideal client? What is their age? That's their demographic. What's their race? What's their sex? What's their gender? Where do they go to school? How much money do they spend? Are they erratic? Are they happy-go-lucky? Are they outdoor enthusiasts? I mean, you really get down into the nitty-gritty of who they are so that you can market to them. This is an example of one. So this is an example of what our TW Totes use. This is a customer persona that they named Metro Michaela. And Metro Michaela, for their customer persona, was a 30-year-old female who was single. She lives in a big city. She is college educated. She works in fashion. Her interests are cooking and travel and traveling, but she shops locally. So that means she's sustainable. You have so many different types of personas, but you come up with one for you. And that persona, you name them. You have to name them, because when you're marketing to them, the first thing that you're going to do is say, what would Michaela do? Will this question or will this product speak to Michaela? Will this ad speak to Michaela? So creating that persona helps you market or direct your advertising and direct your product base to a specific segment of customers. Now, when we hear brand, that is used a lot. Is this on brand? Is this on brand? A lot of people look at brands and they think it's like the colors, the graphics, which it is, that's a part of it. But your brand is really how you make people feel. Your brand identity, that is the colors, the graphics, and your messaging. So your colors should be something that represents you and appeals to your customer segment. So I deal mostly with female entrepreneurs and businesses, and my colors are kind of like a sage green, a coral. I have a strawberry red, a nice velvety green. Those colors appeal to my segment. The logo that I have, it appeals to my customer segment because it says who I am, a smart cookie, but it's in a gold kind of outline. So it appeals to who they are. Your graphic elements need to be bright and airy and show pictures that represent. If you notice here, all of our pictures represent African-American or Latina business owners, because that is who we're targeting in the brand for my Google My Business. That's who we target. So you'll see those graphic elements that are in there. The messaging goes towards the culture with the voice. Is it a conversational voice? Is it more of a stoic voice? Are you more classic? That voice is what Michaela will hear, or your persona will hear when they look at your brand. My brand personally is more of a Southern voice because I'm Southern. So on my website, it says, hey, y'all, because I say, hey, y'all all the time. I use girlfriend quite often because that's what I say. So the voice really speaks the way I speak and the persona of the person who picks up on what I do. So branding is based, like I said, on the feeling. It's your values. One of the biggest things you can do for your business is to create core values. Core values are what you stand by in your business. It helps you to be able to stay in line. Look at them as like guideposts, kind of on one side or the other. What those guideposts do is they say, we've gone too far, or we haven't gone far enough. Those help you stay within what really your business means to you. And when you're creating an identity that appeals to your prospective customers, they will know what and who you stand for. So one of the guideposts for you may be, we deal in integrity. That's who you stand for. So your potential customers will know that they're always have integrity and they're honest with us. If we look at a large company like Walmart, even though they are a great supercenter, you know that some of the qualities are there to make sure that they're inexpensive, they're accessible, and they may not be of the highest quality, but at least they're durable, which is a difference if you go to Target. Well, Target is a little more edgy. The quality is a little different. The atmosphere is different. But because they have set those core values and ideas, we know what they stand for. The same with you. What do you stand for? So you want to connect with your clients on that cellular level of what you stand for. This next section we're going to do is create a brand statement. This statement is to show what you offer, who you serve, why you're different, and what's your mission. So in my brand statement goes towards making sure that female entrepreneurs, specifically Christian female entrepreneurs, live the life that they want by the way of serving, being present for their family, and being able to make the money that they want to do. That's my position statement. So everything that I do gets that female entrepreneur to the point where they're not overwhelmed. They understand how to lay it out. That's what you have to do. Who do you serve? What's the audience you serve? What do you offer? What makes you different? Why are you so special? And then what promise are you going to give to them? This is a template that would be a great screenshot for you. So take a screenshot for you, and I'm going to give you about a minute to just really write this down to work on your brand statement. If you look at it, it says, who do you stand for? So for your audience, that's your persona, your ideal client, who and what their challenge is, the name of your company, provides what kind of service to help them get over that challenge. So it's not just what you give, like we sell houses. It's what do you sell that helps the challenge because of a brand promise. What is your mission? And when you finish that, I want somebody to put it in the chat room so that I'll be able to read it off for you. So I'm going to give you about a minute right here for you to just take your time, fill out the things in the blue, so that we can know exactly who you are and what your brand statement is. And as you're writing them out, go ahead and put it in the chat room so that we can see. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So let me get somebody to get an example. Anybody. I want to see somebody with an example. Who is able to do that for us? If not, I have all your names here. So I will go voluntold you. I'm going to call you out on the recording. All right, we got a brave person. It says, if you would like to speak, please let them know and they will allow you to speak. So if you don't want to type it, you can go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, great. Cesar, for Latinos who need mindfulness, Buena Vida Yoga provides yoga classes in Spanish because we all need to reset from our days. I love it. That is amazing. I love that. I love that. I love that. That is an amazing brand statement. And actually, I would even go even further with describing what type of Latinos. Would it be for Latinos who are overwhelmed? So is it for people who are stressed? But I put an adjective on top of it. Wonderful. Let's see, Karen. Okay. For our clients who appreciate a crafted cocktail, Lush Catered Bar provides signature cocktails and quality customer service because we operate with passion and love. Yes, I love that. Okay, Megan. For local restaurant owners who want to promote sustainability in their business, Smart Recycling provides food waste recycling service because we want to provide more sustainable future in our community. Wonderful. Underserved. I will go even a little step further because they don't know they're underserved. So just a little, maybe because you're wanting them to be mindful and you wanting them to reset. So something that describes their energy kind of thing. Something that does like that. That would be good to reset. Okay, Darnell says, for the homeowner who requires lawn services for their home, Grass Masters of South Carolina LLC provides full service landscaping services because we understand the struggles of properly maintaining a lawn, whether it's basic lawn care, landscape design, irrigation, or pesticide application. Enjoy the outdoors because enjoying the outdoors give you a peace of mind. Yes, Darnell. Okay, I like that. Great, great, great. I really like that. All right. You guys are amazing. All right, Shanetta, for highly sensitive individuals who are seeking to develop loving relationships, compassionate communication skills, and an effective way to properly manage stress and anxiety. Okay, I love it, but I still need the name of your business. Shanita Sandwich, what's the name of your business? All right, future focus coaching and wellness. Got it. So for highly sensitive individuals who are seeking to develop loving relationships, future focus coaching and wellness is effective communication and ways to properly manage stress. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you all so much. Oh, Malaya, for students who are facing academic anxiety and challenges, the Art of Learning provides academic life coaching because being empowered academically leads to doing your life's work. Amazing. Security guard 18 to 22 years of age. Company is McKeechin Private Security to learn the basic law enforcement skills and convert at 21 to a law enforcement personnel ready for okay. So Freddie, I would take it and switch it around a little bit. So your audience is maybe future law enforcement or future security guards, or for 18 to 21-year-old persons. McKeechin Private Security provides basic law enforcement skills because we believe that you should get ready, something like that. Make it a little bit more succinct into sentence form, but you have all the elements there. These are wonderful. Thank you guys so much for sharing. So these brand positions are the things that help people know who you are. So this is just a template. You don't have to necessarily keep it in this form, but you do need to have all of those elements within it, and you can make it sound more like your voice. But that brand position statement, you can use on websites, you can use when you're talking to people, you can even use it in your elevator pitch. So using this statement really will make you stand out so people will know exactly who you are. So that was wonderful. So getting your business online is easier more than ever because we have so many free resources now. I remember when I first started and I had a bookstore and a chocolate store on North Main Street, and I had to use MySpace, y'all. That's how long ago it was. I used MySpace, and I turned my MySpace into a business page because there was no Google My Business. Social media really wasn't it, except for the MySpace. I used Yahoo, not Yahoo. Not the chocolate drink. I use Yahoo, all kinds of things. There were directories because the yellow pages were just going away, but it was hard to find online spaces. But now it is easier than ever. There's online marketplaces. You can get listed places. You can get on social media and directories. But whatever you do, get your business online. One of the most important things you could do is to get real estate by building your own website. Now, the beauty of building your own website is it's yours. It is like having a storefront. That's what your website does. It is so important because you own the name, you control it, and you can make it as fancy or not fancy as you want to. It grows with you. Owning a website name is the first thing that people do is they actually look for you. So when you're online, you want to be able to take your online services offline. So please, by all means, there's tons of resources. You can go to GoDaddy. My personal favorite is .easy. You can go to Web Crawler. There's lots of places to purchase. You can purchase a domain name for as little as 99 cents. If nothing else, purchase your name, and then you can get into everything. You can get into other things later on. So just make sure that you get your business online. I told you about the Google My Business, and we've talked about it earlier, but this tells you how you can get online for free. You go to google.com/business. When you do that, you'll be able to have reviews. You'll be able to read the reviews. You tell people, give me 5 stars, because I know you've looked at that. Go ahead and go to Google My Business to get your Google profile. Now that we've gotten awareness, we know what our brand statements are, we know how to get to people, how are we going to get them to come and consider us to purchase something? How are we going to get them ready to look at what we need to do and gather information? That's what this consideration phase is. So the consideration phase is they're looking at you and they're trying to make an informed decision of, should I purchase it? Are they legal? Are they trustworthy? Do I really like them? When you want to do that, you have to listen and learn. You want to be able to communicate and deliver the value. Now, I'm going to do one of my pet peeves when it talks about value. Do not say, charge what you're worth, okay? You can never charge what you're worth. But what you can do is charge and show the value of your services. So I don't want you to equate delivering value to the worth of yourself. I would love for you to make sure that you understand that you look at the value of what you're delivering with your services, and then make sure that they understand that you're giving quality service. So when you do that, you're also developing relationships. We got a question, all right? So how do you get Google My Business page if you don't have a brick and mortar location? Google shut down our business page because we gave up our office space during COVID. Okay, when you do that, if you're a local business and you're not an e-shop, you can have a Google My Business page. That Google My Business page has a place that you can go in. It says that you deliver your goods and services to other people. So just because you don't have a physical location, but you're still delivering goods and service locally to people, there's a box that's on there for info that you can go and you mark it off and you say no. So like I'm listed because I deliver my goods and services locally. I am not an e-commerce business. So therefore I can have a Google My Business website and a Google My Business profile, but I deliver my goods and services. I go to my clients come to me. They don't come to me here in my home office. So that's how you do it. Okay. I hope this answers your question. Good. So when you are listening and learning about your client and you're wanting them to engage, you're determining what problems you're solving and what challenges they really have. Like, what are you really going over with them? You want to find out what they're searching for online. One of the best ways to do it is doing a listening tour. If you have social media, engaging people in the comments to ask them questions, to do feedback and survey is one of the best ways to understand their pain points. You know, what's really happening in their lives of your target audience that you are trying to solve. There's ways that you can also search for how people are looking for your product and what they're looking for. So think about it this way too. When you are searching for your product and you're going through what you're needing, at the bottom of the page is something called related searches. Those related searches are what other people are looking for. You can also do it in question form. Many people ask in question form now. They are asking not just education consultant. They're looking of how can I increase my child's grades? That might be a question that they're asking. And if they're doing that, then you want to make sure that your website is aligned and that your business is able to answer those questions. Another way to find popular terms is a tool called Google Trends, g.co/trends. With Google Trends, you will be able to search all over the world and even specific areas, the words that people are looking for when they're looking for particular type of information, when they're looking for you. So in this example, as you see, they're looking for yoga, and you can put in yoga and you can see how many people are doing that search, how many people are actually wanting to do yoga in your area. And is that going to be a good word? Or is that going to be a word that you need to put on your website? Many of these search tools can also be used, okay, I'm about to nerd out a little bit, for keywords and SEO, search engine optimization. I know, nerding a little bit, but hear me out. If you're doing your own website, or if you have someone who's doing your website, you want them to be able to put these keywords on the back of your information. You want them to, on the back end of your website, such as yoga, or how does my child get an A, or, you know, these phrases. Keywords can be up to like 5 phrases. You put them on the back end, and when there's a search done, they're going to find your website. That's just a pro tip, okay? You also want to communicate the value and communicate who you are and your value. And these are some ways that you can do it. You have valuable content. Content is more than just words. It is also pictures. It's also how-tos. It's also things that they can use in order to go through, in order to help them become educated and inspired by your project. You want them, by your product, I'm sorry. You want them to be able to know that you are the expert in your field. You're not just doing this as a hobby. You're the seller. You're the person that they want. And when you're communicating that, you want to give the value by showing that you know your stuff. Now, there are several different ways to share content. Remember, content is more than just words. It's also visual aids. It's also phrases. It's how you answer. You can do that through social media. You can do that through email, YouTube, podcasts. However, you do not, hear me clearly, you do not have to be on all channels, okay? So I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but choose a channel that works best for you, and choose a channel where your people hang out. So I come across a lot of business owners who say, I don't like social media. I'm not on it. I don't like looking at social media. I don't like social media. But if your client likes social media, then you need to be on social media. When you're in business, it's not about what you like on that particular aspect when you're reaching people, but you do need to go with where your people are. And if your client is hanging out on Facebook, then you might want to be on Facebook. Now, if your client likes to hang out on email, send them some newsletters, grow your email list. Or maybe if they're like my 8-year-old who loves YouTube, put yourself on YouTube. But find the way to share your valuable content in the channel that you like, that also, or the channel that they like, and that you can reach them. So there's a rule in marketing, not really a rule, but there's like an unstated rule that you don't want to sell, because we don't want to be sleazy. But what we do want to do is share, okay? When you share, these are some examples of how you share your expertise. Frequently asked questions, demo videos, giving samples out. You're sharing, you're not selling. But what does that do? That turns around to make people want to do stuff. I mean, how many times have you gone to the food court in a mall, like when we were going to malls and when they did share food? But I digress. We all know about that. So you go out and there's a restaurant and they have these samples on the tray with a stick and they say, would you like it? Would you like some? Would you like some? Inevitably, you're going to eat a piece. Or if you go to Sam's and they used to have those demonstrations and you're sitting there and you're like, dog at Sam's, I just came in here just to buy me the 500 pack roll of toilet paper. I did not want to buy these cheese sticks that I don't really need, but they gave you that sample. I mean, it turns you around. All they did was share it. They didn't tell you to buy it. They just have a little taste. So that's what sharing is. And you can do the same electronically for your business. You can send out samples. You can do webinars that lets you see a little bit about who you're a part of. And then you can share questions of, one of the questions I get is, tell me how to start my own business. And I'm like, okay, let me share this 7-step process, how you start your business in South Carolina, and send it to them. It's free of charge. It's no reason for me to have to charge them. But I know that they may need my services one day. So they may come back and want me to, and then I've made the sale. Developing relationships is huge in business, not just for your clients, but also with your competitors and with people who are in your same industry, because you can share information. There's more than enough money and more than enough resources to go around. And with your clients, they are looking for you to develop a relationship with them too. They want to have a conversation. They need to know that you're human. They want to know that you really, really want to help them. So you have this, in our case, this tote that we're looking at this example. So you have this lunchbox. Why do I really want to buy the lunchbox? You know why? Because I really want to make sure that you are fashionable and that your food is safe. That's a relationship building. They're talking to you about it. They know. How many times now, especially during COVID, do we refer to the Amazon driver person as our friend? I look out the window all the time. It's like, is my package coming? Is my package? Oh, Mr. Amazon. Because now they have had me as a conversion of becoming an advocate and a convert, because Amazon has been on TV and they make me smile and they're on there with me. They have developed a long-term relationship with me and my money. That's what you want to do too. You solve a problem. So developing a relationship with your clients is of the utmost importance. So this is a company called Wicked Good Cupcakes that this mother-daughter team wanted to do something that was a little different. You know what they did? They wanted to ship and do cupcakes, and they put it in a jar. And it went phenomenal. They were on Shark Tank. They sold so many products. They did a ton of sales. So when they were ready to take their customer base into a new height, they were talking to their customers like, how can we improve on our site? How can we make this better? Because they blew up all of a sudden. What can we do in order to make sure that our customers come back over and over and over again? And you know what they did? They changed the way their website looks. They put it in those jars to make it easier. They started shipping different ways in order to listen to the customers, to make sure the customers knew that we hear you. We know you're waiting too long, and we know that we have things coming up, but we hear you and we understand. So putting it in a jar to make sure that it stays the same way, genius, genius, genius. So now we want to convert them. We've got them, we saw where they were, and then we've given them a consideration, or you've got considerations like, I think they're an expert in their field. Now, give me the money or show me the money. How can you do that? Purchasing, that's what gets us in business. Yeah, we got our why, but we want to make some money, right? So what leads your customers? What leads you to become a customer? Why in the world are they becoming a customer? There are several key elements that help you become, or help your clients be, or help your consideration become a customer. One I love is the call to action. That call to action means you're actually telling them to purchase. Look at your website. Look at the things that you're doing. Look at your flyers. Are you telling them to purchase? And in that purchasing, are you considering what's easiest for your client? Are you making sure that there are the actions that are available for them to do everything they need to do to get to a very easy process to hitting the buy now button? Lots of things that you can do is like email signups. You want to grow your email list as much as possible. Looking and say, can you download an app? If they put items that are in a cart, are you reminding them that is the cart easy? Are you making it where they don't have to go to the cart, or where they can do buy now? Are you looking for them to just call you? Whatever you're doing, you need to make sure that you're doing an amazing call to action to get people to just be right in your hands. While social media is wonderful, that email is great too. So please do not discount telling people to sign up for your email list. So a call to action that you can give them to make people move is also discounts and deals. You got special offers, you got invitations, you got customer testimonies, you got free shipping. It's like, okay, you've now bought from us. What we're going to do is we're going to ship it to you for free. Everybody likes free shipping if you go ahead and purchase today. Done. That's a done deal. So you specifically told them how they can go from point A to point B, and you gave them a break. Amazing process. So you want to reduce the number of checkout steps. One of the biggest ways to confuse a client is if you make them fill out a lot of information. Only make them fill out the information that's most important. So let's go with a dressmaker. You buy the dress, you see it, you click it, you can either put it in the cart or you can buy now. That's it. You don't want them to have to go through 15 steps to sign up for your website, to sign up for something that they don't want, to opt into all these things, and then finally they get to go. People get tired. That means offer a guest checkout, where it's like, okay, I understand you don't want to fill it up. That's why I'm gonna still get your information anyway, because when you check out, you got to give me your email and you got to give me your billing address. Just go ahead and check out. Just go ahead and add it on there. Make that process smaller for them. Streamline it. Make sure they can click the button easily. Now, again, nerd moment, Google Analytics. This is amazing. You can put Google Analytics on the back end of all of your websites and mobile apps and see what pages people are staying on or what pages they're going off. You can get demographic information. You can get all kinds of stuff to really see what your customers are doing, even in real time. So if you go to Google Analytics and somebody's on your website, you can see how long they stayed on the page. You can tell them what section they're stopping at, or even how long people are leaving things in a cart. Google Analytics is amazing for you to put on your website so that you truly can understand the behavior of your visitors. You can know what they want, when they want, in real time. This will also help you with growing your online sales with advertisement. One of the biggest things that you should do is when you're doing ads, especially with Google ads, is get a customer segment. And you want to make sure that you're doing it to the right customer, not who you believe. So if you do Google Analytics before you do your ads, you will know to say, I see people want this product a lot. I'm going to do an ad for this product, and I'm going to make sure that they want it and this customer. Targeting, money well spent, you're converting them, making them purchase. So they've purchased. How are we going to get them to come back? How are we going to make them say, I want to come back more and more and more? You're going to build their loyalty by giving them more value. Not the same old stuff, more value. You have programs that you can use, punch cards. I'm gonna tell you, Dunkin', because it's no more Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' gets me every time. I have the mobile app, and even though I'm on decaf coffee, I still go and get the decaf coffee, the wake up wraps, and you get all these points. And it's like, oh, you got a free cup. Yeah, they got me. That loyalty program, they got me. So you also encourage them to talk to other customers. Buy one, get one free. It's tons of things you can do to sustain them and make them loyal. But you do have to make sure you stay in front of them. So stay in touch. Don't let days and days go by. I just got an email or a newsletter from one of my groups said, hey, we haven't talked in a while. Just want you to know we're still here. And here's our specials. Customer service is king or queen, whichever that you may have, because with customer service, they will remember how you were treated. Okay. Another pet peeve. You ever go into the store and you notice how the people always talk about when they go on break? That is not good customer service. I don't want to know when you go on break. I don't want to know when you got days off. I want you to pay attention to me when I'm in your checkout line. So having customer service is very key. I have not gone back to certain stores because of that very reason. Ask for feedback, even if the feedback hurts. Ask for it. Send feedback forms. Tell them, hey, we want to make ourselves better. Can you please rate us? Tell us what we need to do. And then, every once in a while, give them a little special. Say, because you're a great value customer, I want to give this to you. And I'm going to delight you and say, hey, thank you for being my customer. There are personalized programs that you can do too, to say it's your birthday, things like that. We talked about the VIP and exclusiveness and discounts, but I do like on my birthday that I pretty much can go to any store that I've signed up to and get a free gift. That's kind of cool. And then you're going to encourage them to advocate for you. Testimonials, send out to people, tell us how it was to work with us. And when you're doing testimonials, here's a pro tip. Make sure they also tell you the return on investment. So if they've invested a particular amount of money with you or particular time frame with you, let them say in the testimonial what the return is. In 3 days after working with XYZ, I got 5% of my money back. Or when I wore this dress, I got so many compliments that I wear it more and more. Those type of things. So when you have testimonials or you're asking for testimonials, here's a pro tip. Ask them also what their return on investment was, or you won't have to say return on investment, but what did it do for them? How did they benefit for them? Online reviews, you can do that with Google My Business and social media platforms. And then also encourage people to share. You'll see at a lot of people's posts that says, please share or share with your networks. Asking them to do all those things will encourage them to be advocates for you. When you have reviews, especially if you have Google reviews, I'm gonna let you know that you can't take them off, but you can answer them. So let's say that someone gives you a 1-star review, but I know that they're not gonna do that because this group of people, y'all are amazing. So there's no 1-star review. So we're gonna have people who are going to, say, that's horrible. Answer them. Share, you share your point of view. You go into it and you let them know, hey, we thank you so much. We apologize. We've handled this situation, and you put it down there. So you respond promptly. And then when you're doing it, other people will see the fact that you did respond and that you took ownership of what's happening and you answer, but don't go in it back and forth. Don't get bitter. All you do is you respond in a nice way to let them know how the problems are handled. Now, don't give rewards for reviews because you don't want to pay people to review. But what you can do is say, hey, I have this QR code, click it, it goes straight to our review page, and I would love for you to leave a review on our service. So who can be an advocate for you? Just about anybody. Customers, employees, partners, vendors, influencers, affiliates, everybody can be an advocate for you because you've gotten great services. So now let's go over some of the things that we talked about. We talked about awareness and how you reach people. We talked about consideration and how you build that relationship. We talked about branding, getting online, listening and learning all of your clients, going to communicate your value, right? Not the worth, the value, and how to develop relationships. We talked about converting them to make sure that they purchase and become loyal. We talked about call to action, how to be loyal to them and how to encourage advocacy and reviews. We've done it, guys. You've now gone through the customer journey. And if you ever need some more help, even though this is recorded and you need some help, you can always go to Google on Air and get a free virtual workshop on this very workshop right here. So you go to g.co/grow on air in order to learn a little more if you need to go a little bit more in depth. Now, there is a quick tool for lessons that you can get on your phone. It is called Google Primer. You can download this app and it helps you with many courses in marketing and business. It is amazing. It takes like 5 minutes or less in order to learn these lessons. And with Grow with Google, which is a part of the Google Digital Coaches Program, is a part of Grow with Google. We have trainings for every aspect of your life. If you're a teacher, a local business, a job seeker, or even a developer, go to google.com/grow for you to get more information of the products and services and trainings that we have. So last but not least, I would love for you to fill out a survey on my performance today, on how the information we've gotten for you. I would love to know, what you think about it. Make sure that you choose South Carolina. That is who you have gotten this training from. So make sure that you choose South Carolina and go to g.co, and I will put it in the chat room to make sure that you can click on it. http g.co/grow/digital coach survey. All right, if you go there, you can then, and it's in the chat room for everybody. If you go into that chat room, you can click that button and go ahead and say that South Carolina, Shanice, did this program for you. Now, I want to open it up to any questions that you may have. If you would like to speak, go ahead and let them know. And Sharice will make sure that you are able to speak to ask your questions specifically, or if you want to type it in, you can type it in. But I love to ask you any questions today about what you may have and how you can help yourself specifically in your customer journey. So let me know if you have any questions. I know you got to have some questions, even if it's specific to your business, because you never know what other people may say. Okay, Callie, I see you've come on board.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I have a question as far as just kind of like advertising for myself. I remember I met you at the Soda City event a few weeks ago. You and your family stopped by.
Oh, with Solo.
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
So my question to you that I feel like I'm having, well, not really, it's not really a problem, but my my business and the products that I sell are starting to like diversify. So, even though I am a Black business owner, over the last maybe 3 or 4 months or so, I've been getting more let's just say white customers than Black customers, and I want to know what would be a good tactic to kind of market for them as well, if that makes any sense. Like,
It
you know,
does.
I
Your
want.
business is your business avatar is changing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so it's a little bit more difficult. The
Right.
first thing that I would do is ask them some questions.
Okay.
Ask them, why are you, what drew you to us?
Right.
What was something that you needed? What were you doing since you're not familiar with this avatar, with this type of clientele?
Right.
And just really do that listening tour,
Gotcha.
sending feedback forms. And once you get the information from the feedback forms, and looking at your analytics, go from there to how to market to them.
Gotcha.
Okay, but go ahead and start asking them questions. Hey, what drew you? Why do you like that color? Why do you like that product? Why do you like this? So go from that standpoint.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I have a question here from MJ. It says, my 6-year-old twin daughters are the proud owners of a lemonade boutique, the lemonade business, sorry, the Lemonade Twins. They serve their all natural homemade lemonade. They're considering crowdfunding to obtain a concessions trailer. We're currently a pop-up shop. Okay, so how do you feel about crowdfunding? I like crowdfunding. I think crowdfunding is great. With crowdfunding, you just have to make sure you got a crowd. Have you built up believers? Are you going to be telling your clients who you currently have in order to help donate for crowdfunding? And put it at a level that, you know, depending on what platform you're using for crowdfunding, that a level that you'll be able to get your cash. Because some crowdfunding sites, you have to reach a certain level before they give you everything, or they give you all the money back. So choose the crowdfunding sites that are best for you. And choose the ones that really are going to go with what you want. And I wouldn't go for all bang for the buck if you don't have a huge network, but I would go for at least some of it. Use all your social media following, because it's a social, it's crowd. Ask everyone who's around you. And if you have a pretty decent network, you should be able to do it. And also use compelling stories. So let your daughters talk, show what the benefit of, what they're going into. That storytelling really does help with crowdfunding. So crowdfunding it's fine. You just make sure that you are really using your network and that you're telling a compelling story. That would be my suggestions. Is there anybody else? Yes.
I have one more question.
Okay.
I sell clothes, and I wanted to ask you, on my website, would it be smart to kind of showcase like people actually wearing the clothes? I remember I previously did that for my website before, and for whatever reason I took it down. So I just want to know, in like today's climate, just to kind of show, you know, that people are buying it, and people are enjoying wearing it, would it be a good idea to kind of put some of those pictures up there?
I would do it based on the clientele that is going to be attracted to those clothes.
Okay.
So for instance, I'm a plus size woman.
Right.
I buy clothes for plus size people.
Right.
So I don't want to see a smaller woman in the clothes I want to buy, because my imagination may not go that far.
Gotcha.
I want to see a woman who is similar to me wear the clothes so that I can get a gauge based on my body type.
Gotcha.
So depending on the outfits and things that you want to do, there's nothing wrong. I mean, that's truly a branding and marketing thing that you do.
Gotcha.
That you would have to make a decision. I can say from personal use and from looking at with other people, you don't want your client to have to imagine so much. You want
Gotcha.
them to be able to see themselves in the clothes.
Gotcha. Okay. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Amen. We'll be reviewing. Okay. Malaya, my business has focused on one service for years, and now I want to move to other offerings. How do I transition my services while keeping my company name and target a different market? Keep your name, and you just say we're expanding. You just show the offerings that you're doing and transition to something different. You don't necessarily have to say, I'm staying here. You can say, we have a new focus, or we're offering something new, and you dwindle down. If you have other people who know you for that, you're just doing a rebrand, really. Keep your name and do a rebrand, do the offers, show what the offers are, and make it yours. So that's what the transition is. If you see a lot of people, a lot of major businesses who do rebrands, like you can see right now, Burger King is going through a big one because they're showing that they have the Impossible Burger and Impossible Chicken and Impossible everything else, where they're bringing things over to show more of a plant-based society. We've known them as the Burger King forever. And the fact that they have had this meat and they are grilled and roasted and all that stuff. Same thing with you. You're still going to be in learning. You're still going to be in what you're doing, but you're transitioning to one that's more innovative and different for the people. So you're still doing the same thing. It's just a rebrand. That would be my suggestion. All right, guys, we are at the 11 o'clock hour, and this is what we have been allotted for. I thank you so much for coming to this. Every Tuesday for the next 3 weeks, we will be here at 10 o'clock. So make sure you sign up for your next one. And sharing is caring. Let other business owners know that this is happening and that the Commission for Minority Affairs is there in order to support. So please, we have a great partnership with Google and the Commission in order to provide these free seminars and workshops to you so that we can help you grow. We want to see you succeed. We want the South Carolina ecosystem to be, entrepreneur ecosystem to be great. So please, by all means, make sure that you tell somebody, share it with them, share the post with them so that we can make sure that everybody has a piece of the pie. All right. Thank you so much. And until next time, we'll see you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining.